Hi, I'm Serj Tankian, I'm at Amoeba, and this is what is in my basket.
Why make time when no one pays a dime to enumerate a rhyme over the ching chime?
All right, first one up is Phillip Glass Symphony number 3. I'm a huge fan of Glass and his compositions. His arpeggiated kind of string arrangements have been very influential, but there's something really spellbinding about his music for me and powerful. And obviously he's also known as a great film composer. So Phillip Glass, one of my favorites. We go from there to Ennio Morricone. This is Mike Patton's label Ipecac. Mike's a friend of mine, and we've toured together on numerous of his projects, and I guess he put this out. Kyle actually pointed this out to me. It's called Crime and Covered by Sticker. Crime and Dissonance, yeah. So I'm a huge fan of Morricone's music. I saw him perform a couple of years back in Piazza del Popolo in Roma, and with a string quartet, and he's just incredible. And one of the original amazing film composers, all the spaghetti western Sergio Leone films, and so I mean, you know, this is the god, you know, of that world.
What is it that you like about film music that's different from other types of music?
There's something very emotive about film music. Different genres express different emotions for an artist, I think. So if you do a jazz record, you can express certain, I don't know, anything from sexy to kind of like a whole colorful world of stuff that you can do. With rock, I think the power and intention of the music coming through with the lyrics could be really moving and inspiring. It's the, you know, music of revolt in some ways. And with classical, you can get to the tenderest point of existence aptly and in the best possible way, more than any other type of music. So I think the range of emotions, and I've been working with orchestra for a number of years. I did Electra Dead Symphony with the Auckland Philharmonia Orchestra. I've worked with 12 different orchestras in Europe doing live shows, and it's an amazing experience, live experience as a musician, as a composer, to be on stage performing with an orchestra. There is nothing better in the world, honestly. Ali Farkatur, Radio Mali. I don't have this record, but I have a number of his other records, and his guitar playing and kind of blues, African blues style, whatever you want to call that, is just incredible. And a couple of modern ones. I just saw a Ministry, the very best of fixes and remixes. I love Ministry because Al Jourgensen's absolutely nuts, and you know, his music is very unique. And I just recently saw a film called Fix about his life on tour and whatnot, and my music's actually influenced by it. The new record that I just put out, Harakiri, has a song called Figure It Out. And it's got this one kind of double, really fast, crazy section that's total Ministry influence. I saw them, the first time I saw Ministry live was at Lollapalooza. I want to say early 90s, I guess, would be the time. And yeah, I was just blown away. I was like, what the f is this? You know, I was like, you know, they played right after the Chili Peppers, I think, or something like that, and I was like, Jesus Built My Hot Rod, one of my favorite songs. Anyway, speaking of Patton, I didn't have this record, Mondo Cane. This is a record that he did with an Italian orchestra of Italian music, and I had seen some clips live, but I had never gotten the record, so.
Improvisation, or do you like it when it's more structured and plotted out?
You know, for live performance, I like bringing in certain elements of improvisation because it kind of, you know, you tour and every day becomes Groundhog's Day if you play the same material. So bringing in a little improvisation with the band that you're playing with or the ensemble you're playing with, it definitely adds to creating something brand new right there on the spot, and it's exciting for both the musicians and the audience, I think. As far as composition, I mean, that's all very structured for me. I prefer to know exactly what I'm doing from beginning to end, obviously in the studio or when writing for orchestra.
When you're playing with an orchestra, there isn't really room for improvisation, I would imagine.
No, unless you're, that's something I'd like to really play around with. In other words, when you're playing with an established orchestra, there's no room for improvisation. But if you put together an ensemble of orchestral players and some jazz players and some other, then I think you can kind of zappa your way through it. If you know what I mean, if you have the right musicians and you set up some kind of small loop-oriented things that you can do and arrange in different formats, I think you could do that kind of stuff, and I want to try that one day. That would be interesting.
We look forward to hearing it.
Thank you. Yeah, I look forward to doing it. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you very much for talking with us today.
My pleasure. Thank you, guys.